So I'm just letting you guys know that this class is being recorded. I am muting everybody but myself at the moment. So everybody that comes in, it will be muted. All right. You're gonna be hearing the ding dong. Those are people just coming on in. So we do have 20 minutes to do this today. Okay, hold on. I am sharing my screen with you guys. So at the moment, you guys all should be looking at my, you all have been added to Google Classroom. If you have not signed on to Google Classroom yet, please do, but I believe everybody has signed on already. I did make phone calls home on Saturday for those who did not make any phone calls home. So this is our main page. Again, I gave you guys the information to join us here on the Zoom. I'm using Zoom only because it allows me to record our lessons, especially for those who do not have access to a computer at the moment, and they can view our lesson later on in the day. If you do not have any access to a computer, please let me know whether you're doing it through the chat or whatnot, or letting me know privately. If you guys need more technology at home, please let me know that you guys can if you guys need a computer, because I can then try to get you guys to request for one. Apparently there is a survey you guys can take for that particular one to get a computer. Apparently every student in New York City can be applied for this computer. So if you only have one computer in your household and you have more than one sibling in the New York City school district, you guys can apply to this particular program to get a computer for everybody in your household. All right, so good morning. So when you guys log on to your Google Classroom, you guys are gonna go to your classroom. So we need to take attendance. And in order for us to take attendance, I will be posting an initial activity every day for you guys. All right, I'll go over everything in a minute, but I just wanna let you guys know. So today's initial activity is you're writing at least 8 sentences in a paragraph format, answering these 4 questions. And the 4, all right? Let me just pull up my Google Slides. It's easier if I do it this way. All right, so it's easier if I do it this way. All right. So you guys have access to the slideshow as well. All right, so our initial activity for today is you guys are, can everybody mute themselves if you guys are not already muted? Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, can you please mute yourself? Sorry. You guys are in a small paragraph writing about these 4 questions. So you're answering all these 4 questionings in this particular paragraph. You guys are explaining how you guys feel like you have grown as an artist since September. I have many guys since September, so I want you guys to answer me how you guys feel like you have grown as an artist since September. The second question I'm asking you guys is, what is one of your biggest struggles so far in art? And how have you overcome these struggles to be successful? Some of you guys are still struggling with value, for instance. What are you guys doing to learn value? Are you guys asking questions to me? Are you guys asking questions to a classmate? Are you guys researching it on your own on YouTube, or practicing at home? These are ways that you guys might be overcoming these struggles to be successful in art. Then 2 other questions is, since September, which is your favorite project and why? And which is your least favorite project and why? So those are the initial activity for today. And you guys will be doing these initial activities, and I need these submitted before midnight tonight. That's how you guys do this. Okay? You guys are going to be doing these 4 questions today and answering them on Google Classroom. And before midnight. That's how I'm taking your attendance, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm giving you guys till midnight to answer these 4 questions. So let's go over how you guys are going to be held accountable for your grades. So like I said, you have until the end of the day to submit your initial activity. Face-to-face, we're required to meet face-to-face for 20 minutes every single day. Again, I'm using Zoom, and I mentioned why I'm using Zoom. I'm using Zoom because it's easy for me to record this lesson for me to put up later on for those of you guys who missed it, or you guys need to play it back later on and get any information you might have not been listening to, or you stepped out of your room, or you stepped away from your phone. So these videos will only be 20 minutes each. I am uploading them to YouTube, and then I have to, it's like a whole process for me. So I will get them done and hopefully up by 1 o'clock daily. Okay, so that's how you guys are being held accountable. Let me exit the slideshow for a minute now. So now let me go back into our classroom. So that's today. So when you guys hit view question, you guys should have a turn in. So as you can see, some people have already turned in their paragraph. That's amazing. You can, Angel, no, you're answering it in paragraph format, not question format. Okay, we got to learn how to write in paragraphs. Okay, so it's amazing how most of you guys have already answered these questions, and I thank you. So like, for example, if you have already answered it in question format, like I see here, please just go back in and redo it before, like, because I will be grading them. I usually will grade them the next day. All right, so let me go back into our main page. So here is our main page, okay, on the classwork. So many of you guys have noticed that I have already given you guys a sketchbook assignment last week that was due last night. If you're still working on it, it is fine to submit it. So your sketchbook assignment was actually to, drawing-wise, Christopher, this is what I'm explaining now, is the sketchbook assignments. Okay, so I gave one last week so that you guys weren't bored at home for the week. Doing the coronavirus. So basically, I gave you guys a list of supplies you should have purchased because I apologize, I wasn't able to give you guys any supplies. A sketchbook you guys should have already purchased in September. Pencils, and these were all things that were required in September. So it's really nothing new. All right, colored pencils, erasers. All right, you guys should all have these materials already, and that's what you guys are currently working with. So in your sketchbook or an 8x10 piece of paper. So if you don't have a sketchbook, but yet you have computer paper that's 8x10, that's perfectly fine too to use for now. You guys were creating a poster about the coronavirus to include information about the coronavirus. Some people didn't include information, but that's okay. Some of the work that I already received was kind of amazing, and I was actually surprised with what I've seen already. I actually enjoyed seeing them. Christopher's, yours was pretty cool. All right. You guys, and then somebody created one where the germ was fighting against the world, and the world had a mask on. I thought that was pretty cool too. I think I'm going to choose some of the best ones and share them with you guys as well. I want you guys for this particular sketchbook assignment to do colors only. I mean, a lot of people were doing black and white. I excused it for this particular one because I knew you guys were probably still getting supplies. But I will be telling you guys what supplies to be using for each sketchbook assignment. All right, so this one was color techniques, and you guys were just building on what you guys were learning with the color pencil projects. Using analogous colors and building up your shading and your values. Remember to layer all of your colors as well. And how you were submitting it, you were attaching it. You guys should all have a turn-in button on this side. I don't have it because I'm on the teacher side. All right. If we go back to classwork, you will notice I have already assigned you the second one for this week that's due on Sunday. All right, so they're all going to be due on Sunday, by the way, okay? So this one, I made it a little bit more, we're kind of used to seeing it. So this one, you see that our next prompt is to draw family members or draw one particular family member with 5 things that are important to them. So for example, if I wanted to draw a picture, if I wanted to draw perhaps my mom, what's important to my mom? So now I gotta draw 5 things that's important to my mom. So what's important to my mom is family. So I would probably draw a picture of maybe like a Polaroid of me, my sister, and my dad. I know grandchildren are important to her, so I would probably draw another I'll do like a Polaroid picture of my niece and my nephew. Some other things that's important to her. She likes food. All right, so maybe I'll draw her favorite food. Come up with things that are important to your family members. Again, you're not just writing just words out. You need to represent things using photographs and images. Do not just outline. Please make sure you are using value, whether you're doing it in graphite pencil or you guys are doing it with colored pencil. You have to show some value. All right. And again, the same thing. You also have a turn in button. This is the normal rubric that I use for you guys. So this is what it looks like for you guys. This is the normal rubric on how to get the perfect score for your project. So remember, this is what you guys will be using as a rubric. Okay. Let me go back for a minute. All right, go back to classwork for a minute. So that's due by this Sunday. What's due tonight is your initial activity, and everybody will have an initial activity set up for every single day. If you did not do the first sketchbook assignment, it's okay. You guys can still hand it in, and I won't penalize you for the first one because I know everybody was just signing in. What time is it? Okay, we still have about a little bit less than 10 minutes. So underneath today's assignment, well, not under today's assignment, I'm sorry. Underneath the first sketchbook, I did give you guys a YouTube video on how to use color pencils. This basically goes over some techniques that I did teach in class.
In today's video, we're getting back to basics, so stick around.
I'm just going to forward it a little bit because she's going to talk. All right, so I'm going to forward to
videos, but today I'm going to take you through real-time demonstrations for each. And those 6 essential tips you should know and be practicing are pressure, stroke, layering, blending, highlight, and shadow. And these skills may not come overnight. Actually, they won't come overnight. But keeping each of them in mind when you're working on a page will, believe me, come in handy. So let's get started. Our first topic is pressure. This is how hard you're pressing the pencil tip into the page. Different pressures will transfer different amounts of pigment. Many of us have a tendency to be heavy-handed with our pressure, so if you're having trouble being light, hold the pencil in your hand further back away from the tip. This makes it more difficult to push so hard. Then move your hand further up for medium pressure and even further for hard pressure. With light pressure, you keep your options open for many different techniques such as layering and blending, which we'll get into later. But you'll see that when applying light pressure, the coverage you get is minimal, meaning it leaves lots of white space. So you may need several passes of color to get the coverage you desire. Medium pressure allows you more coverage and more pigment into the paper. Hard pressure applies the most saturated pigment, but limits your ability to layer other colors into it or on top of it. You'll also notice that even though I've used the same colored pencil in all 3 of these circles, I've achieved almost 3 different colors based on the pressure I've used. So this is another useful skill to extend the color range at your disposal. Next is the different pencil strokes you can use. When you color with pencils, your strokes are fairly visible, so you either want to blend those out or use them to your advantage. In the first circle, I'm demonstrating just a standard straight line pencil stroke. If the lines are going to be visible, it helps to have them all moving in one direction in a given area. It's tempting to keep turning the page to get into all the areas, but keeping it consistent will give you a cleaner look, and using consistent pressure can even help you hide those strokes. And you can always blend out your stroke marks later. Next is circular strokes. This can help you get into tight corners or even circles like this one. It can also be an interesting texture if you like the look. And here's hatching or cross-hatching. You do your lines in one direction, then turn the page and do the opposite direction. This technique gives you lots of coverage, and you can even play with the pressure of your lines to add visible texture. Next is layering. Layering is one of my favorite techniques and will make a huge difference if you use this in your adult coloring. Only using one color in a given area can leave your page looking flat, but layering color can add much needed life. You can also accomplish colors you don't currently have by combining two to make a third, like I do here. Watch as I layer these two greens using light pressure to make a third color. Remember to use light pressure with this technique in order to keep the ability to layer as many colors as you'd like. Next is blending, another of my favorites. This technique gives you that ultra smooth, vibrant look that gives you a great finish. So I've simply copied the above combined green colors into the three circles below, so we're starting from the same point on all three. Luckily, there's several different ways to blend, and all give a slightly different outcome. First, we'll blend with the lightest of the two colors we've already used. You need to use medium to hard pressure here.
All right, all right, play this real fast. So this is something I have already taught you guys. Remember, she is burnishing. So when you add more pressure to your pencil, you are burnishing. Remember, you are doing it lightly first, but then you are burnishing later on. So she's showing you how we were burnishing with using the same color. All right, then the next technique, she's using a a colorless pencil, which is just wax. We were using white in class. All right, and that just takes the color that you have already created, and you guys will be doing that with the white pencil. All right, so I'm just gonna pause right here and just go back. I'm sorry for those of you who, if you could not see it, I'm sorry. I'll figure out that for next time on how to do that. All right, so let me get my screen back up and going. All right. All right, so I'm on. Participants. All right, so I'm unmuting you guys. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Hi, is this still working?
Hi, I hear you.
Never mind.
Does anybody have any questions? We have 1 more minute.
I tried using the layering. I think it's the layering the layering thing.
Yes.
It didn't come out like how I wanted it to.
Okay.
But
As long
I
as
tried layering.
as long as you're showing that you're trying, that's good. Okay.
Okay.
That just means you're practicing. All right.
1C.
All right, guys.
Oh God!
I see the doggo.
What's up, Angel?
What's up?
Hi, Angel. Again, if you guys need any help with technology, please let me know. I do have a link. If you have not checked your pupil pen array, there is a survey going around for you guys to fill out for technology use. Also, if you guys are using your cell phone provider for this, you guys need to contact your cell phone provider to get free data, unlimited data for the month. Okay? I think they're doing it and to 60 days.
Gonzalez.
Angel. Okay. That's it, guys. So that's the end of class.
Wow.
Aw.
Hey.
All right. I'm stopping the recording.